Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me today on Yoyo. My name is T. Today we're going to be looking at the last yo-yo that I got in the package from Vivek and Toybania. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Yoyo Empire and Toybania, and also I believe design was helped by the person who runs Polytwist Designs. We're going to be looking at the MachinaTION. Alright, so the MachinaTION is a definite H shape. I mentioned this in the review of the H-Ting, how those shapes are extremely similar. I don't know, something about it feels a little bit more ample in the hand. It might be the material. I'm not sure exactly what about it makes it feel different. But the shape, the basic shape is almost identical. The material has a very smooth feeling. This is 7075 in the body, shined to a gloss. It's beautiful. It almost feels like plastic actually. And the rims are also titanium, just like the Ting series. You can kind of think of this like a bimetal Ting. That's how a lot of people have mentioned it. In the cup here, you do not see any hint of the fingerspin catch zone that the rest of the Tings have. Instead, you have this short descent down here into a flat cup. Again, just like the inside here, it's extremely smooth. The look is just gorgeous. I mean, these rims are really, really nice. Similar to the Ting series, these are not polished, but they are very shiny. These ones, you can see these are pretty beat up. This has been tested, I'm sure, a lot. This has gone around the world, and I'm certain someone has sparked this more than once. And the feel is really comfy. Similar to the H-Ting, it's very, very ergonomic. I do feel like this is a bit more comfortable, and again, that may be a material thing. I'm not quite sure, but the feel of the MachinaTION is very nice in the hand. It doesn't feel too wide or anything like that. Although it is an H shape, and those are generally designed to be more angular, more functional, this just feels absolutely comfortable. This has quite a history behind it. So first of all, I got this one from Toybania. Vivek lent it to me to kind of test out, give him some advice or feedback as much as I can at my skill level, and then I'm going to send it off to the next person. But this was also based on the H-Ting design slightly, so I mean the shape is almost identical obviously, but the Ting series has the plastic body and titanium rims. This has 7075 in the body and titanium rims. Now this is a product that is being made by Yoyo Empire, but as far as I know, it's also being designed by Vivek and Toybania and Polytwist Designs as well. They had a hand in designing it. And if you remember Polytwist Designs, they did the MachinaTION, which is a prototype that I reviewed way back months and months and months ago, and I absolutely loved that yo-yo. So when Vivek and Polytwist reached out to me and kind of asked me if I'd like to take a look at this, I was quite excited. So I'd been waiting for a long time to get a look at this. And this is still a prototype version. I'm not sure if it's going to be different in the final prototype or not, but even so, I think at its current stage, it's quite a performer. As for how it plays, you can see this thing is pretty beat up. So at first I was a little bit worried about it. I wasn't sure how it was gonna feel. And it's got some nail vibe where it's gashed. You can see like even around the step and stuff, there's some little dings. And then there's tons of dings on the rims. The bodies are pretty beat up. Now, to the credit of this yo-yo, it's 7075, which is extremely tough metal. And the rims are titanium, which is one of the most durable commercially available metals there is, I think. I'm not a scientist, I'm sorry if I'm getting that wrong. It's put up with a lot of punishment and it still plays gosh darn smooth, which I was really surprised by. Now, as far as how it plays on the string and stuff like that, it actually moves very, very fast. This feels a lot faster than the H-Ting and the O-Ting. I mentioned that the H-Ting had like a really even kind of normal weight distribution to it. The O-Ting feels a little bit more powerful, but a lot heavier. This is the first of the three that actually feels more like a bimetal, and that's probably because of the metal body on the inside. The weight distribution feels a little bit more powerful. It feels like something you might expect more from a bimetal, where you can really feel the rim weight a lot more. It glides, it really flies quick. It feels like you can push this pretty fast. I'm no speed player by any means, but sometimes when I'm playing tricks that I'm kind of used to playing and used to playing them fast, I feel like it actually moves pretty quick and sometimes even gets out of my control a little bit. That's my fault, it's not the yo-yo's fault. but it's also extremely stable, even for a prototype version, and for having this pretty weird bell shape, just like the H-Ting, I find it surprisingly stable, and the spin times have been pretty nice too. The response on all three of these has been really, really tight. And it grinds really, really well. And you might not think that at first because this surface looks glossy, but I don't know exactly how they did it. When I first held it, I thought, oh yeah, there's no way this is gonna grind, but it feels like a plastic. It's kind of crazy, actually. I don't know what they exactly did to this to get such an awesome feel to it, but it's extremely nice, extremely good for grinds. And like I mentioned, even though it's got some little dings and stuff in there, it actually grinds smooth despite all that. Finger spins are okay. It doesn't have the catch zone of the other like Ting series like I mentioned, but it does have this flat cup in here. So as long as you can kind of get it in, it tends to rock around a little bit because this inner small cup in the middle here isn't so deep, so your finger can kind of skip around. But the metal is so smooth, the surface of this part is so smooth that you don't really have to worry about like that skipping or grinding or gross feeling that you get on like a really rough surface. It feels really, really nice to finger spin on. It's not the best at them, but you could do them. And yeah, I don't know, the thing that really blew me away about the MachinaTION is that it feels, like I said, more like a bimetal. It's kind of the one that I had not really played as much as the other two at first, because every time I played it, I wasn't really sure what to think of it. And actually, to be honest, when I first pulled it out and I first tried it and I was playing with it for that first night, I didn't really like it that much. And I think that was just because it's so strange. The shape is so wild, and it does have that same subtle feeling of not being quite a bimetal, but kind of also being a bimetal that the H-Ting has. But it's actually pretty light. It does have like that light, powerful feeling that a bimetal should have. And I think the more I've played it, the more I've felt that that must be some combination of the titanium and the 7075. So it kind of has that advantage over Palm and Delrin, that has that advantage in power and feel over the H-Ting. But yeah, I think of all three of these, definitely took me the longest to warm up to the MachinaTION. And that doesn't mean it's a bad yo-yo. I think it's just a little bit more specific than the others. I think the O-Ting has a little bit more wide appeal because it's this, you know, it's a performing O. Everybody wants to see what those are like. And the H-Ting is, you know, a little bit more fun, cartoonish looking with that bright yellow color. And it's also got the finger spin catch zone, which this does not. So I think this took a lot longer for me to get used to because it didn't really feel like a typical Ting yo-yo, and it didn't really feel like a Yo-Yo Empire as much. But yeah, the more I've played it, the more I've really liked it. So yeah, I'm excited to see where this project goes. I'm not sure if there's going to be any big changes in the next prototype or if they're going to sell it just like this or anything like that, but you should definitely keep an eye out for it and give it a try if you get a chance. So I'm not going to do any pros and cons for this because, like I said, it's a prototype, so I don't really feel comfortable saying like, this is good, this is bad right now, just because it's not out yet. I don't think this is the final version, but I will say in conclusion, kind of my final thoughts on this, I do like the shape. I think the material is really, really nice on this. I think it feels more powerful and it feels better than the O-Ting, and I think that's because the 7075 and the titanium work really well together. I don't think it's a bad thing that it doesn't have the finger spin catch zone like the other Tings do. I don't think every yo-yo should have finger spin catch zone. That's just fine. I think that the power, the stability, the spin time feels like it's all a step above the H-Ting definitely, which is, you know, what it was kind of based on. But yeah, it's been fun. I'm looking forward to playing more of it. I'm looking forward to kind of checking out whatever the next iteration of the MachinaTION is, and it should be interesting because, you know, Yo-Yo Empire makes fantastic yo-yos. Polytwist and Vivek both have proven themselves, you know, I think time and time again now that they can make really, really awesome yo-yos. So I'm excited to see the next step in the evolution of this throw. Alright, thank you so much, boys and girls, for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave me a like, a comment, a subscription. I'd really appreciate it. Take care, have a nice day, and sayonara.